Our next guests have joined forces with their new book called Your Time to Thrive, End Burnout, Increase Well-Being, and Unlock Your Full Potential with the new Science of Microsteps. Please welcome the founder and CEO of Thrive Global, Arianna Huffington, and the company's head of content development, Marina Khidekel. Hi,
Thank you.
ladies. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you guys. Hi, Arianna.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Welcome to the show, ladies. Okay, first things first. Arianna, why did you decide to start Thrive Global, and what is the company's mission?
So I decided to start it after I personally collapsed from burnout, exhaustion, and realized that this was not just my personal problem, that hundreds of millions of people around the world are suffering from burnout, exhaustion, sleep deprivation. So I wanted to create a company that would help people not just know that this was a problem, that it didn't have to be, but also know how to go from awareness to action through these micro steps. That's why I'm so passionate about these micro steps that show to people that it doesn't take long. It doesn't take huge, overwhelming changes in your life, but tiny, little, incremental micro steps that we call too small to fail.
Okay, let's get right into this. Marina, what exactly are your micro steps as explained in your book, Your Time to Thrive, End Burnout, Increase Well-Being, and Unlock Your Full Potential with the new Science of Microsteps?
That is a great question. If you hear the term microstep, you kind of know what it is, but not really. So microsteps are small science-backed actions you can start taking immediately, anytime in your day, to start seeing an outsized benefit to your well-being. So they are tiny steps that help you form habits. And so much of our day is habits. I think 45% of what we do every day is habits. So focusing on improving our small habits is so, so key, especially, as Arianna said, in this world we live in now, transformed by the pandemic, where the idea of a huge life overhaul is just kind of laughable, and no one has time for that. So microsteps are here to help.
I
Right.
see what you're saying. So essentially you're saying if we put meaning to the small things that we do already, that it might become much more impactful in the overall goal. So give us an example. What are some micro steps that you guys have taken in your lives?
Let's start, for example, chapter 1 is about sleep. We tackle every aspect of our life, sleep, nutrition, movement, gratitude, connection, everything, a chapter for each. But we start with sleep because sleep is foundational. When you wake up exhausted, your whole day is affected. You are reactive, you are moody, you are not as creative and joyful. We can all identify with that. But if you tell yourself, I must go from 5 hours to 8 hours, it's never going to happen. We say start with a micro step. And my favorite of all the hundreds of micro steps we have is turn off your phone when you're ready to go to sleep and charge it outside your bedroom. If that seems like too big a step, start with doing that one night a week and then 2 nights a week. But this thing is not really a phone. It's a nuclear weapon. When was the last time you called anybody on it? It's the repository of all your problems and challenges and projects, and you need to separate yourself from it to be able to surrender to sleep and wake up recharged. And if you don't believe me, can you believe Tom Brady? Foundational to his success, to winning a Super Bowl at his age, is the priority he puts on sleep. Giselle, his wife, does not allow phones in the bedroom.
I wouldn't allow a phone with Tom Brady, too. So if he was my husband.
Well, there are so many people, though, that are experiencing a huge the world is experiencing a huge economic crisis. There are people who are working 3 jobs at once just to put food on the table and make ends meet. So their well-being is obviously at risk, and it's inevitable that they're going to encounter burnout. So, Arianna, what can they do?
Well, first of all, let me just say that nothing that we have in the book is a substitute for systemic changes. We need to change the way we address essential workers, growing inequalities, healthcare disparities. What we are saying is that while we are fighting for all these changes, we also have something that is in our control, in our power, and these are the 60 seconds research during the day. Let's say you're incredibly stressed, managing 3 jobs, maybe having children at home who can't go to school. Just know that based on the latest science, if you can take 60 seconds to breathe consciously, to take some deep inhales and deep exhales, it will literally, scientifically reduce the stress hormone in your body. I'm not saying this is a solution for our collective economic problems. I'm just saying that it's something we can do right now that can help us reduce hypertension, which is a huge problem for people. Diabetes, which is another huge problem because when we are stressed, we stress eat, with more junk, more sugar, all that is also addressed in the food chapter of the book. What Marina and I are saying and what is clear in the book is start small. Start with these micro steps that are indeed too small to fail.
I am taking note of everything you're saying, and I hope our fans will too. So many people, including us, are working from home. It can be an understimulating environment. Marina, do you have any advice for people who might be hitting a wall working from home?
Yes, absolutely. And what you're saying is 100% true. It can feel overwhelming, always being stuck in one place. We call it boundaryless perma-work. It feels like you don't know when your workday starts, when your workday ends. So we have plenty of micro steps that you can use to feel more in control of your workday. For one thing, at the end of the day, take 5 minutes and think about what you've accomplished. That not only makes you feel like, okay, I've done something great. It's so easy to sort of forget everything you did in a day, especially if you're sitting in one place. But just taking those 5 minutes to remind yourself of what you've accomplished can really help and make you feel more energized to do it the next day. Another thing is set a start and end to your day. So even though we may not have the commutes, we can do little things. We can say to ourselves, okay, my start of my workday is making coffee, my end of my workday is walking my dog, or even just symbolically closing your laptop shut. Like those tiny things can message to us and to our brains that these are my boundaries and I'm done with work and now it's time to start life.